Hey, how you doing? I'm Jenny Boom Boom. This is Who Will She Be Talking to Wednesdays, and today I have Jim Jones on with me, who's laying down in bed. Don't you work out like 10 times a day? How are you in bed right now?
Work out after I get up. um,
I'm shocked. I really thought there would be like a 5 a.m. workout, and it's all I see is workout videos every day. It makes me feel
I
bad about
wish.
myself.
No, don't. You just got to get up and walking and do the trick.
Yeah,
It's
I love
movement.
walking. Yeah. Me and my son have been walking every day, and it's been so great. I don't feel like I'm dropping my weight like I should because over quarantine I became addicted to liquor and potato chips. But getting outside and walking still makes me feel pretty good,
You
Jim.
just got to keep the walking. After walking, you got to go to the treadmill. Then after you do that for a little while, then you can start some exercise, some light exercises. The thing is to trick your body and not try to kill yourself where you discourage yourself from wanting to work out tomorrow. So you're doing the right thing by walking.
Are you going to keep getting the quarantine fitness tutorials, Jim? I mean, is that going to happen
Well,
anymore?
I actually,
Or
I actually just did a dope deal with a company by the name of Dino Pro, Vamp Fit and Dino Pro. They're a very dope company. They deal in equipment, the bands, and everything. They also have written out a dope amount of different programs that I can do with the people, different challenges. So they're very dope. Dino Pro, you can look them up. DinoPro.com. It's a dope company. Go order some equipment and stuff, and
yeah, I definitely need to because man, this quarantine, I'm not even going to call it the quarantine 15 at this point. It's the quarantine 45. It's killing me right now.
it's going back and forth, but you got to try to stay motivated.
I
You got to
know.
try to figure it out. It's
I
like getting up at 7 in the morning with the kids for school or something that you got to do.
yeah, yeah, Jim's making fun of me because I just told him that I have to like actually get up and teach my children school in the morning, which is something I never thought I could do, considering I just got through school kind of like with a C average. So
Oh
my
man.
kids are pretty much screwed. Okay.
Oh man. Oh man.
Jim,
Yeah,
how was your holiday?
my holiday was pretty good. Kept it simple. I actually got to go see my grandmother, and I got to go see my favorite aunt. That was pretty dope because they were so excited that I came. So I went to see my mom's and I came back home. I didn't do too much, but I ate.
Yeah, me too. I saw right before Thanksgiving, you linked up with French Montana in Harlem.
Hmm.
That was quite a significant moment.
Yeah, shout out to French. It's long overdue. Some things take time. Some things take more time than others. But at the end of the day, we was able to put our best foot forward and approach the situation like grown men. And hopefully, there's a lot more good to come from something like this.
I think that this is spectacular. I mean, you even were recently featured on CB5. I mean, you're like working with French musically now.
Yeah, we did a record. It's the first record that we ever done. It's pretty dope. It's the first record on his CB5 compilation album, which is pretty dope. We got a few more things. He got a record on my Harry Fraud album that comes out for Christmas, which is pretty dope, called Bada Bing. So I'm just trying to shoot the video for that, and keep the narrative going.
That's incredible. So, what is it like interacting with French, after this whole time? And I kind of feel like, I mean, this is such a spectacular thing that's happening. You're breaking new ground. But what is it like interacting with each other at this point? Does everything just feel natural, okay? I mean, what does it feel like?
I mean, it's funny because we've been beefing with each other so long. You start to learn everything about the person that you at odds with. So it's like we've been friends that we knew each other for all this time. It's not really too much for us to talk about. We sit there, laugh a couple times. But for the most part, the one thing I did know is that nigga's taller than a motherfucker. He say 6'3". I would never. I never knew he was that tall. He like tall like a basketball player. Like, god damn, make a nigga feel short. But shit, shouts to French, man, and all his peoples, man, and everybody that came out that day from the Bronx and from Harlem and from wherever out in New York City to see the historical event take place, man. It was very, very uplifting, very inspiring. If you know anything about our history, then you would understand how big this is for the New York City and how big this is for hip hop culture, especially at the state that we're in right now with so many rappers being injured, shot, and killed. God bless their souls. So, you know what I mean? Things like this we need more of, I would say, because I know I've contributed a lot of madness to this industry. And maybe I could help turn it around just as much as I help fuck it up.
I was going to bring up the fact that back in February, you expressed how dangerous it is to be a rapper. You reiterated that after King Von and Mo 3 were
Even
shot
before,
and killed.
oh, yeah.
And then after Boozy Badass and Benny also got shot, you've been passionate about this. And then over the weekend, Triple Beans from New Jersey was shot and killed. Also, Little Yates from the Bay Area was shot and killed. What do you think is happening right now?
Um, I don't know. I mean, there was a time when I felt there was a lot of respect for the artists, and the time I felt that the people would protect the artists. I think that's gone out the window. And at this point, we always knew we've been a target, but I think these artists need to take caution and learn how to protect themselves. And it's sad to say that, but when people stay safe, stay safe and stay dangerous, I mean that with all my heart, because that's where we at today. And I can't really sit here and tell a person to turn the other cheek, because you might not get another chance to turn the cheek again if you do so in today's society. I do wish that our younger generation would look at everything that's going on. And having problems with other people is inevitable, but there was a way that we handled our problems when we were younger, and we didn't involve everybody else. And right now, the internet and the social media and everything that plays into these kids' psyche has a big impression on how they act. And you got people that's dying over things that's typed on the internet. You got people that's dying over words that were said over bullshit. So there's a lot of bullshit deaths going on that shouldn't be happening. It's just sad to sit up here and talk about it, because I know my voice is not enough for everybody to hear me. And as much as I have an influence, I don't have enough influence to make this shit stop overnight, and that's sad. You know what I mean? Because I know that I partake in a lot of foolery coming up in this industry, and God bless me for being able to be laying in this cozy bed today, because I didn't think that I would be here to wake up and have an interview with Jenny. You know what I mean? So, but I do encourage everybody to stay safe and stay dangerous, man. If you can't put your best foot forward, man, hug your brother. Try to love him a little bit more, man. We need a little bit more love out here. You know what I mean? There
How,
used to
how
be a little bit more.
How can rappers stay safe though, Jim? Like, they're walking around, they're in the public eye. I don't remember you ever being surrounded by a ton of security anywhere you went.
I moved. I move different. I'm a different individual from any other person that came into this music industry, period. And everybody knows that. I'm not Superman. I'm not Batman. I just move accordingly. And actually, you could put that how you want to put that. Don't ever paint me in a box with any of these other people. And I don't say they might be better than me, they might be richer than me, but I move accordingly. I move the way I need to move. And that has helped me navigate in a safe way throughout my time in this industry. And yes, I've run into a couple of things, but I know how to stay dangerous when it's time to.
Okay. So getting back to French and Max, will you work with Max B when he gets
Nah,
out of jail?
fuck Max B.
Okay.
Max suck dick. Fuck out of here.
All right. Okay. Has that conversation even come up though?
No, people don't play with me with that conversation. Ain't nobody can tell me nothing about that. That's the first thing I say. You heard?
Okay.
That's how you feel. That end the deal for anybody. There ain't no Max talking about conversation. Period.
Okay. So you have El Chapo, the deluxe album out right now.
El Chapo was the drug lord.
I'm sorry, El Capo, the deluxe album out right now. You have 14 new records on this album.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's a dope album. Shouts to Mark Scabilia, my favorite white boy. He's definitely melodic. He has a sample voice. Everything he sings on sounds like it's like he's sampling this shit. So he's definitely talented. A whole bunch of people on there. Shouts to Joel's, man. I was very hyped to have him be able to get on this record for his actual first look or first hear from the people and things like that. And he's been getting a very good response. He definitely went off on the intro record. It's dope, man. Shouts to Drama, man, an artist from Philly that I love dearly, but he's so talented. The kid is wicked when it comes to music. So I'm pushing forward to help him become a star. Got a lady by the name of Conti, Sandra Conti from LA. She sang one of the dopest records that I have on the album. It kind of makes me cry every time I hear it. There's a few people on there that help chip into. Shouts to Conway. I called Conway one night, like, y'all got to turn the album in tomorrow. He like, say less, King, I got you. he did that thing like it shot that thing right back to me, man. So shouts to everybody that participated and helped me out with bringing this deluxe to life. I got a Harry Furrow album coming out Christmas. I got a Scram Jones album coming out of Valentine's Day. I had a few more albums too coming out, but I don't want to say nothing. But I got about 6 completed albums in my house that I've been doing on Quarantine Studios, all from high profile producers, which is pretty dope. Shouts to Zayto and shouts to Hitmaker. Shouts to Scram Jones. I mean, I've been working. I've found a situation where I can continue to get my work done and make some money while from the comforts of my own home. And it's called Quarantine Studios. It's doing pretty.
I have seen the videos about Quarantine Studios. So talk to me a little bit about it because this is a genius idea.
It's a multifaceted platform. It started with myself providing services for artists or anyone who wanted to gain a service from Jim Jones, i.e. whether it was a feature, a shout out, me wearing something, promotion, advertising, marketing, whatever it is that I could do from me being Jim Jones as an artist is what I had provided. And I did that for myself about 2 months and I made a shitload of money, a shitload of money. And after that, I'm like, damn, I need to figure out how I should involve other people because at this point, everything's shut down. And I know all these artists could use an extra bag that they probably wasn't thinking about. And I started incorporated different DJ. Shouts to Envy. He was the real first artist that I was able to acquire. And him being so big as a DJ and him having so much power as a DJ, it seems like these other artists now start to feel like that was a great idea because, everybody follows suit when you put the right piece on the chessboard. And shouts to Evie for helping me out. Shouts to Fat Joe who came on as with me on the equity side when I had this idea and sat down with him and he said, man, I'm gonna help you push through everything we need to push through. So it was real dope. But on the flip side of the artist side, like we have components for every facet of the game from entertainment lawyers to publicists, as you see Chanel is on the line, to admin for the publishing administration. We got graphic designs. We got merch department, A&R department. Anything you could possibly think of that the label has, you can tap into Quarantine Studios and acquire a service from, which would probably help any artist, both major and a new artist. And the flip side is that we found a virtual recording component, which I was able to manipulate 3 other platforms and make it work in our favor with now. I could record in real time from the comforts of my own home, and I could have an engineer on my screen, and I could call Wiz Khalifa and have him come on the screen, and my engineer could record Wiz Khalifa from wherever he's at, and we all in the studio, but not in the studio, but we all just like we here talking together, but we're working in real time and creating real masterpieces and things like that. So that's pretty much what Quarantine Studios is in a nutshell. Shout out to Tidal who has adapted Quarantine Studios to their platform and is helped me figure out all the techie parts and things like that and creating an app for me. So pretty soon artists will be able to just go up and click a button and render service and watch behind the scenes footage of all type of stuff. Figured out publishing component where artists can get paid instantaneously on carving out a percentage of their publishing inside of these virtual rooms and things like that. So it's a blessing. It's definitely not easy. I definitely have my work cut out ahead of me because, as you know, anything that comes to the table, everybody else is trying to do the same thing. It's no idea that's that nobody else is thinking of. You just got to be quick and willing to draw. And that's what I am trying to do right now. I tell everybody it's like I'm either going to be the Indians or I'm going to be Columbus. But we know the Indians been here forever, but Columbus made the money. So I'd rather be Columbus.
So with that being said, if I'm an artist and I want to somehow get involved in Quarantine Studios, what do I do?
Depends on what you need. If you looking for a deal or you're trying to partake, we have we do this every Sunday. It's an artist showcase where artists have a chance to win $5,000 for the best record of that day. And then they also have a chance to get a $100,000 record deal. Depends on how it goes throughout the series of the events. Or if your artist is looking to get a feature from other artists, you can tap in and you can look at a list of clients that we have and you might want to get a a fab, well, not a fab verse. I don't have. Might want to get a Trav verse. You might want to get a Cam verse. You might want to get a Fat Joe verse. I mean, like whoever it is, and even with his artist that's not on our client list, you can put that request in, and I have so much of a reach. I could actually call that artist and see if he want to make some side money and shit like that. And 9 out of the 10, the artist is not going to turn down no feature money. So it's a foolproof business out here. And the more artists is helping me push it, the more we get money, the more we make money, the more we help other people and things like that. It's an artist to artist platform.
Do
That's
you
all it is.
do you feel like this you're kind of taking from when you started your career, when you were looking for outlets or, direction? Are you taking all of that and putting it on paper to what you feel artists need?
It's pretty much what it is. Before social media or any of these technologies that we have now, we didn't have the access to this. And now that we have the access, and I wish when I was coming up, I actually knew what an entertainment lawyer meant. I didn't know what none of that meant. I actually knew what publishing was. I didn't know any of that. I actually knew if I need a publicist or I need somebody to help me with marketing or I need all these things I didn't have access to, nor did I know what they were. And now this is the platform that we're creating that where kids can come tap in and not only try to render a service, they can learn about the service as we have tutorials in all of these situations where you could pay a small vig and learn about what publishing really is to every artist. Learn about what a publicist actually do. If you have aspirations of being a publicist, then you could log on and say you want to sit down and speak to Chanel, play for a 20-minute tutorial, and Chanel will sit down and go through what it is to actually be a publicist. Is this something you want to further and things like that? And then, so it's anything is possible. From you actually being an artist, you actually want to help the artist, you actually just want to be in the music industry, and all of that is here for you to learn from us.
Can I tell you, like I said, this is a genius idea because there's so many artists out there that just sign on the dotted line and they get so screwed and they're not
Yes.
making any money. So this right here, you're actually giving them direction and showing them how to protect themselves. And I think that's just, like I said, genius.
The average independent artist doesn't know how to monetize any music that they put up in the viral world. And monetization is everything. That's how you get paid. And I've been learning this from Ghazi at Empire for the past 6-7 years since I've been in business with him. Now I get to turn around and use all the knowledge that I've learned and help the other people out because it's hard for independent artists out here. You might be an independent artist that had a record that's actually doing a little bit of something and you could collect 20, 30,000 that year, but because you don't know how these streams work and these views work and all that work, you just putting your record out and just happy with the comments that you're getting, not knowing you could be getting a check right now. They got to pay you for that. You know what I mean? When you go up to World Star, people don't know how that works and shit like that, but World Star's collecting all the money. You don't get it down. If I didn't have Empire that knows how to even what you put up in World Star, anything you put up that has Jim Jones' name on it, they're going to they're going to get my money and bring it back to me and shit like that. And these are the same things now I want to do for a newer artist that's up and coming so that they can start to eat off top and not get jerked out of their money. The motherfucking interest rate is high and people try to keep that money as long as possible so they can make free money off the interest rate off your dollar that you didn't know how to collect or take out the bank. Remember that. You let these people get rich off the pennies that they're making off the money that you don't know how to retrieve, and this is why we're here. They say the game is to be sold, not told, but I'm telling everybody how to make a dollar. Fuck that.
All right, so talk to me about the People record. It was released over the summer.
Yeah, shouts to George Floyd. R.I.P. George Floyd. Shouts to his father. I did a record called The People in the Midst of All the Pandemonium after George Floyd was so savagely murdered by the police officer. And just sitting there watching all the riots and how the country was activating and mobilizing over something that we need to. Probably it just came to a boiling point where we couldn't take it anymore and things like that. Just to watch that and just sitting there with Harry Fraud and just figuring out how I could contribute from where I was at that time. You know what I mean? And the best thing I could do was use my artistry and my voice. And I know I have a real good voice, and that's what I did. And all the proceeds, whatever the proceeds that needs to go to his family and his daughter, they had a separated account with all that money from that record would be properly sent to them. And I believe that my label is taking care of that. And if they haven't actually taken care of that, they need to take care of that now because I know that the money is definitely separated. And who knows, if it's 2 cents or $2 million, I'm just happy that I could contribute in the way that I could. you know.
I think that's so wonderful. And I know that Conway was actually involved in that record.
Yeah,
You like Conway, you like working with Conway. You brought him up a little while ago. What are your thoughts on Griselda?
Griselda is dope. It's refreshing to hear some good music. I'm not mad at any music. I like to get lit with the best of them, but I can't get lit 24 hours a day. And for the most part, that's what Diplomats always represent, was the flip side of the music. And we made the savagery sound so elegant. We made growing up in the hood and all these risks we had to take sound so elegant. And this is what Griselda is doing for me right now, personally. And it's refreshing to hear when them boys get on the track, because I know it's not going to be what we're used to hearing right now. And there's nothing wrong with what we're hearing right now, but it's just sometimes hearing something that you thought you heard already feels so refreshing. You know what I mean?
I agree. I agree. There are stories to be told.
Yes, there's still a lot of stories to be told. A lot of these kids don't know how to articulate that just yet. And I do believe that comes with you growing as an artist. Music you make today, I doubt will be the same music you make in a couple years once you start to learn the game a little bit more and you start to see life a little bit more. So,
I feel like even you as a lyricist, I think that you keep getting better. You're continuing to grow. You keep maturing.
well, thank you. I keep living. You heard? As
Yeah.
long as I keep living, I'll be able to write about my living experiences, and that's always been my music. I don't fabricate. I mean, if I did, I would be out of here a long time ago. How many stories can you think about? How creative are you to keep making up all these stories? But you can live life every day, and you can write about it, and that's all I'll be doing.
Hmm. So talk to me about Love and Hip Hop.
And what's up with it?
I enjoyed you on Love and Hip Hop again. I mean, did
Oh,
you enjoy it?
I mean, it was cool. It definitely compensated me for partaking in it. Shouts to Chrissy. If it wasn't for Chrissy, I wouldn't have got the bag because they called her to be on the show. And
Because he's like, Jim's gonna have to come on too.
yeah, we both need a bag. So shouts to Chrissy throwing me that alley oop with that bag. So that was pretty good. Shouts to Mo, shouts to the whole staff there. I wasn't mad at filming this shit. I didn't get into anything extracurricular. I mean, I guess we all understand where I'm at, what we represent for the show. It's just sad that the COVID kind of came and interrupted right in the middle of the season when we was just getting warmed up and things like that. So, we never know what happens. Let's see what happens. I got a few tricks up my sleeve where people might end up seeing us on TV again. I mean, it doesn't matter, man. We still gonna give you the same funny shit that you like to look at, and that's life. That's all it is.
I enjoyed watching, the original cast back together. And, I just kept thinking, like, I bet Jim and Chrissy and everybody just feels so relaxed with each other because, y'all have known, most of you have all known each other for a very long time now.
I mean, well, for me filming, they know I film with who I want to film, period. So I'll never put myself in a position where I ever feel awkward or have to exert any type of extra energy because that was established from the from the door. You dig? So you don't see me put in no position that I don't want to be in. You dig? If I don't like you, I'm not gonna film with you. Period. I don't give a fuck about who or what.
So will you continue with it? Is it going to continue?
Yeah.
Because
Well, I actually don't know if it's gonna continue. I know they had a bunch of things they've been going on up there at the network and things like that. But hopefully they get it together and we get back up and running. I mean, I've seen other shows that they've been doing in the midst of this COVID. So let's see. Let's see.
I mean, Papoose mentioned there's a few spin-off shows possibly happening. So are we going to get like a Jim Jones, Chrissy spin-off show? Because I felt
We're not that pressed for that type of shit. Like we don't be making the call like, yo, can we get a spinoff? We don't read. You dig? Like we do. We got other shit that we entertain, and if they happen to call us and they got a bag that's worth it, then we gonna get into it. You know what I mean? But shit, we ain't sitting here jumping in on his phone like, we living life. If the opportunity comes like it did last time, then we get back to it.
Yeah, I just love your personality, Jim. Like I can never get enough of it. I can never get enough of it. Okay, so I love the fact that Dipset got together for the Bleacher Report's NBA Remix Collection apparel
Fire,
line. I mean, you guys
fire,
got to represent the New York Knicks. That must have been really
fire.
exciting, right?
Bucket list shit. We actually owned the whole Madison Square Garden for a few hours. It was ours. It was definitely ours. Shouts to Camp, shouts to Joels, shouts to Ronnie, shouts to Kiff, shouts to his whole staff to make that whole day such an enjoyable experience. As a kid coming up in Harlem, one of the things that you want to be at or be in or be is Madison Square Garden, and Ronnie he's designed the new New York Knicks uniform for this upcoming season, both on court and off court. So we got a chance to wear the first drip that he had, and also got to freestyle in the middle of the garden. Me, Cam, and Joel's bars on bars. Very definitely going to be very dope for the people to see, because everybody approached it with a different sense of New York. So dope. And this will be the first look that me, Joel's, and Cam has together since Joel's been back home from being away at school.
Yeah. How is Joel's doing, by the way?
He's good. I'm actually getting ready to get up. We're shooting a video. We're shooting the intro video at his house today, because he can't move around like that. But his house is so big, they're not even going to know that we were at his house. That's how big that shit is. So we're going to go over there a little later on and get the intro video done, which I'm excited for. Definitely excited for. This is going to be his actually first look with music in the video for the people. So I mean, first and second look between that and the Ronnie. So dope, man. Joel's is excited. He's been excited to work. He's been doing music every night. Couple months he'd be back in full action, where he won't have any stipulations to hold him down for moving around and getting his work done. So we're looking forward to it. Come January, I hope you niggas got your sneakers tied tight, because he come out busting. You know who behind him. You heard?
So will there, I mean, I know that there's going to be maybe another Dipset album then, right? I mean, you guys are working back together? Yeah,
music is the easiest thing we can do. We're looking forward to working on a Dipset movie. That's what all our hearts are set on. But the music...
A movie?
Yeah, I think it's time for us to either do a movie or maybe a series and things like that. So above all, everybody's always talking about the music and stuff like that. But, that's the next Diplomat feeling we want to give people, is the history behind the movement.
You see my face, right? I'm like, that's awesome. That is just amazing, That's great. Wow, a movie.
Movie or series, whatever one. I know we got a lot of history. I mean, this is 2020. We've been in the game since 97. That's 23 years. I don't know, 23 years could be crammed in a movie. We've seen everybody come and go. I mean, millionaires turned into bums and bums turned into millionaires.
Wow. That's incredible. So, I think I might be having a little bit of problem here. So hold on one second. Oh, no, I'm back. Okay, I'm good. Thank you. Thank God. So, I'm just shocked that you guys are doing a movie. Sorry about that. So the Drip Report, Jim, has been extremely, extremely successful for you guys.
Has it?
Well, for you and the people around you. I mean, it's on Revolt TV. People love this show. Talk to me about it a little bit.
This God doing this thing. I did a fucking spoof of a weatherman 3 years ago, I think in Hurricane Irma in Miami, and fucking went viral, and people was like, that shit is genius. And I kept hitting it every now and then, and I got a chance to meet up with a guy named Ottavio. He was pretty much the head nigga in charge of it. I think it's I1, I believe. Shouts to everybody at I1 also. Still the dope ass spot and people over there. And we was trying to do it over there, and then he was in the midst of doing the job change and things like that. And he kept it real funky with me, like, yo, the play here is set up for you to run the play. I'm about to do a job change. If you give me a little bit, I think that I could do the same thing over there, and it might work out a little bit better. And, patience is a virtue. And now we got the weather show is doing pretty good. I'm excited about it. I love getting up every week to doing it. And it's a weekend weather show, and it's all about the drip. Making sure you get your drip right so you don't slip right. Everybody like to be fly and prepared for the weather. So,
I think you're hilarious on it.
Thank you. Well, we completed one season. I'm looking forward towards the next season. I'll add a few more things that should make people smile, and that's it. And we'll keep giving them the weather. Weather's important.
I heard that you guys are also getting into the gaming world. Dipset is getting into the gaming world, which is what everybody is just like talking about now, these games.
Yes. Chanel bring us a few gaming opportunities in this past year. Other people been chiming in as far as Dipset being infused into this gaming world, and it's pretty dope. I've been Watching my son for the past couple of years as he's so intrigued and gets into these games, Call of Duty and all of these things like that. He's pretty much been putting me on to how the gaming world works. So, for his sake and for my sake both, I know that this is something that probably I could venture off in for myself and also for the diplomats, but this is something I can put in my son's hands that he can actually make some money off of because he's already into it.
Well, I mean, I know that like my kids, they love gaming. So, I mean, if you and Dipset can get involved in gaming and be successful at it, God bless you, because you guys are doing everything else. That's for sure. So just getting back to that Dipset movie, is there a timeline on that? Because
I wish it was a timeline.
I'm sorry, I'm so excited about this, but I want to see the backstory. I want to see everything.
Me too. I don't know about the timeline, but I knew that this is one of the things that Killer has been fighting for dearly. If anybody knows Killer, he's been heavy into the movie and TV work. And he's actually out in LA right now filming a television show. I hope he don't get mad at me for saying that.
It is really weird. What is he doing?
I can't, I'm not gonna say
Jim,
shout away.
Jim,
like,
tell me.
My spot
Jim,
up.
tell me now. Jim.
I cannot. But he is in LA filming a television show for a very famous music television TV.
Kim is in LA filming a TV show for a very famous music what?
Music television network.
So that would be what, MTV, VH1, BET?
I don't know. I didn't say what network. I said he's in LA
Revolt,
doing a
like
show
where?
for a music television network.
I'm excited for that. Wow. You guys, Jim, when I look at, the long list of everything you guys have done, or, even you yourself, you have broken so many barriers, like you're breaking new grounds. And did you think at this age, and not to call you old, my friend, but I think we're around maybe the same age, maybe you're a little younger than me, for you to be expanding your career the way that you've been expanding it, the way that you think of new ideas and you just kind of dive into these things. I mean, you must be pretty excited.
Yeah, it's either that or UPS. So which one would you figure?
Yeah.
You heard? You got to learn how to reinvent yourself in this game. What most artists don't do is try to figure out ways to stay relevant. If you think that what had you hot is going to keep you hot, you're sadly mistaken.
Right.
You better figure this shit out. And for all you older artists, I suggest you hug a young artist because they're going to make y'all extinct way faster than we did when we was younger. It's different out here. You dig? And that's why I embrace all the younger artists. Not because I'm trying to stay lit and all that shit, but because they are the future. And then the future is going to also help the past. The fuck how you, hello? You heard?
Okay, so speaking of new artists, I mean, and do not hang up on me on this, okay? Do not do it, Jim. Will you be watching, or have you already watched, the Tekashi 6ix9ine documentary?
No, entertain anything about that, period. You dig? I will say this, shouts to Jamel Jones, a.k.a. Melly Matrix, a.k.a. Melly Murder. Was popping blood. I love you to death. You heard? That ain't going to change back to back, side to side. F5 always going to pop, none less. You heard? 9 Glocks. You heard? I will say. You heard? My niggas stand up and don't fall. Don't matter about the time they put on top of their head. You heard? It's different type.
So, Jim, congratulations on everything you got going on. When's the Harry Fraud project coming out?
Christmas.
Okay.
I think the first person that actually heard me say that on live. I don't think I was supposed to say that yet. I think I was supposed to say that at the end of this week. But yeah, Harry Fraud project on Christmas and a Scram Drone project on Valentine's Day. I'm about to flood the waters. You heard? New video, new record every other week. Every other week, new video, new record for an entire year. I got like 28 videos done and ready to go. So I'm fully prepared for war this year. They want to lock down, I'm cool with it. They want to open up, I'm cool with it. Either way, I'm getting at them.
Jim, where do we get the saucy, by the way?
Saucy is legal inside of LA and inside of Portland. So if you're anywhere in that,
where do you sell it in LA?
Cookie store,
at Burner
store.
Spot.
Yes, Medman. Like we're in pretty much all of the top dispensaries in LA. Skunk Master. So if you're in LA, you pretty much could go on Weed Maps and press Saucy, and they're gonna send you to over 200 stores that we're in. You heard? So come get high with us.
Yeah, I was talking to Armin last week. I had him on with me, and he's got a marijuana strain coming out too, and he's going to be featured in cookies. And I was telling him about the last time I was there. I actually was walking into a cookies with my children because I didn't know what it was, and security stopped me at the door, like, "Yo, this isn't a cookie a cookie store." He's like, "This ain't for kids," and I was like, "Oh," and I looked and I said, "Oh, is this a dispensary?"
Oh my God. You went in the cookie store, thought it was a cookie store? Oh
With
God,
my
you gotta be
kids.
stopped. You gotta be stopped. You gotta be stopped. So how did you explain that to the kids, that was the wrong cookie store, or they didn't have no more cookies? What did
Well, I think they figured it out, honestly. Even my 9-year-old was like, "Yeah, mommy, we don't need to be up in there." I said, "No, we do not. We'll just keep it moving, okay?" Jim, thank you so much. And of course, El Capo, the deluxe version's out. I don't know why I wrote down El Chapo. I
That's all
listened
good.
to that album so many times. I don't
Nah, that's why I
know
did it
why.
though. Because I know the correlation is very simple. You dig? And El Chapo is one of the most famous names you can say out here. So El Chapo, El Capo, same thing.
I know.
Just
I
think
guess
about
I
me.
got El Chapo on the brain, but yeah. So congratulations on the deluxe album, and we're just waiting to see what else you do because you're doing so much.
Oh, hopefully, God let me do a lot more. You know what I mean? That's it, man. Before I leave here, I want people to know that I gave more than I took. Period.
Hmm, I like that because that's the
You
way
heard?
it should be.
Yeah, but you got to take the give. Remember that.
All right, Jim. Well, thank you so much. Tell Chrissy I said hello, okay?
I will. Thank you, baby girl.
All right. Bye.